Hey, I'm Chris Brown with Automotive Fleet, and I'm delighted to be here with Bill Schankel, CEO of NAFA, the Fleet Management Association. Bill, welcome.
Thank you for having us, and we appreciate all your support for NAFA INE and NAFA overall. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'm going to fire away with some tough questions here for you. Let's talk curveballs. All right, it seems like every year there's a new curveball for your fleet constituents here at NAFA. What would that curveball be?
So this year, let's see, what wouldn't the curveball be?
Yeah, right.
It was they've been hit with everything. Obviously, one of the big things is tariffs, the uncertainty of what's happening there. So planning for tariffs in a world where there's still uncertainty about what those tariffs are going to be, it's definitely a difficult situation. We're, from a NAFA perspective, we try to keep our fleets informed of what we know and the latest and greatest with what's happening from a legislative side on that. There's still a lot of regulation, so obviously NAFA's trying to help our fleets understand what's coming from a regulatory and legislative side of things. Tariffs is one element of that, but there's a lot of other regulations from the clean fleets and clean fleet rules on the states and other areas that we're trying to work on. Another big thing, our fleets there's still a somewhat of a curveball or an issue they're dealing with. It's obviously technician shortages, technician training. So we've been trying to work on that and help the fleets to fill the gaps that they have among the technicians.
Sure. So I think you started to talk about how NAFA is really helping fleets keep up, but let's drill down on that. I mean, you've got the advocacy part on the Hill, and then you've got training and education. Let's go through some of those components real quick.
Sure, absolutely. So advocacy, I mean, that's one of the important elements we have. I mean, NAFA, we are the largest automotive fleet industry association that's out there. So I mean, we have a huge voice. I mean, we have 3,400 plus members that provide a huge voice, and we have a great government affairs committee made up of members that help lead us in directions we need to go. They let us know what's happening in their states and provinces in Canada, anywhere on a federal level. We have our Hill staffer team. Our legislative council does a great job staying out in front. And our job is really look for practical solutions. I mean, we don't try to pick a winner or force a winner, but we're there. Hey, how do we make things practical for fleets so fleets can abide by mandates and help really drive what it is? And what we're doing is we're trying to educate legislators and regulators on what fleets do, what some of the potential challenges are for fleets to meet certain mandates. So, I mean, we try to get people out and understand what the fleets are doing, introduce them to our members. Once you hear the story, it's easy to understand. All right, we need a common sense solution.
Let me ask you about that, just drilling down at advanced clean fleets. I mean, there was some advocacy you guys did on that recently.
We did. So we have some bipartisan movement to look at ways. And the biggest thing, one of the biggest wins I see is that we created a fleet advisory board in California, which I think is a huge win because now the fleets have a seat at the table.
Yeah.
And they have a seat at the table to help educate those legislators, those regulators on what's realistic. Again, everybody wants the goal. Everybody understands the goal. Everybody wants to get there, but it's how you get there is important to our fleets. And we have, they're in the trenches every day.
Yeah.
So we tried to get those regulators out to their facilities to take a look at, what they're doing, understand the types of vehicles they have, understand the uses for those vehicles, understand the limitations of where a fleet facility may be. And it's been a huge win for us there. And we're working in some other states too now to do that. The most important thing is, we need our members to do that education. I mean, we're here to help give them the voice, but we need the members to be that voice for us. So
sure. And if you don't have a seat at the table, we're on the menu. You're on the menu, right? When it comes to advocacy, for sure. Let me just ask you about a tool or feature that NAFA has that is maybe underutilized.
So I think, one of the important things we have is, we have so much education, and we have a lot of people that talk to us that are new to fleet or just, they're just starting to touch on fleet. And we have a lot of really experienced members that are out there. So one of the things, I mean, we have this Fleet 101 program that really gives you, if you know nothing about fleet and you got assigned a fleet role or you aspire to be in that fleet role, this Fleet 101, it's included with your NAFA membership. Okay. It's a program it's free, it's online, you take it at your own pace, and it really gives you the basics of, what we call the 8 core modules of what fleet is.
8 core modules.
Yeah, so it gives you the basics of each of those modules and gives you a chance to understand what fleet is. It's a great introduction to it. So definitely that. And then, the other big thing that's, I don't say it was underutilized, but our online communities where our members ask questions and get questions answered. If you haven't visited that yet, I mean, it's something you should visit every day, because there's 50 great questions every day with 50 even better answers from our members.
So, yeah, I've seen the forums, actually. Yeah, instant answers.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, last question. Trends Fleet should care about in 2025. What's coming that is really defining the year ahead?
So I think there's a lot of great technology. I mean, you're looking at the show floor here. We have a lot of great innovations at our innovation showcase that are happening. I think technology is going to be huge. It has been huge.
Yeah.
I know from our fleets, one of the big things that we're looking at ways to enhance safety. So I think some of the safety issues that we're looking at, I think there's a lot of great solutions out here that are going to help address the safety issues. And I do think of just running more efficient fleets. There's a lot of technology we found that's here today that I think is going to help drive some of those issues that fleets are facing. So I already talked to a few, AI inspired solutions that I think are going to be, a great help to fleets. So, I highly encourage them to stay focused on those. And again, we had a keynote speaker said, don't be scared of technology. It's not going to overtake us, but it's something we can definitely use. So I just encourage people to keep looking at things like AI to help make their fleets more efficient and sustainable and safe.
Great. Well, Bill, thanks to NAFA for the service to the industry, and thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks to Automotive Fleet. Appreciate it.